artist, it's Miss Coon, and today we're going to create an Alex Calder inspired kid wire sculpture that's going to go with our playground. So we should have our playground sculpture gardens from last week. If you haven't glued it on, there's still time, you can glue it on. We just finished reading the book Sandy's Circus about Alexander Calder and his wire sculptures, and we're going to use some supplies we have today. We're going to use some pipe cleaners, Sculpt It, this little pack of air dry clay, and some other like miscellaneous things. We'll have beads and a few little random supplies to create our little wire kid. So here's one of my examples. I use the air dry clay, pipe cleaners. She has a little paper umbrella and a cupcake for a skirt, some yarn, and then our figures can stand in our little play space that we made. You can kind of balance them and use their pipe cleaner arms. See if I can do it without knocking her over, to stand them in your scene. I can't wait to see these. Let's get started. Alexander Calder, or Sandy to those who knew him, was a joyous, playful man who did not call himself an artist, but oh, what an artist he was. One of his first creations was a wonderful, whimsical circus that he made from found materials such as wire, cork, and paper. Imagine a bear of a man climbing on his hands and knees, making his clever creation leap, run, and dance to the delight of everyone who watched. Okay, when we start our project today, you're going to need a pair of scissors, and I'm going to give you some supplies. You're getting 3 pipe cleaners from me and a pack of Sculpt It. We're going to start with our pipe cleaners. These are some extra materials that you're going to get to choose in a moment. So you're starting with your 3 pipe cleaners and your air dry clay, and I want you to choose one piece that's going to be like your head and your arms, and one piece that's going to be your body. And it doesn't have to be people colored, and one of them I'm going to cut in half. So I'm going to kind of fold it over and cut it at the loop. Then I'll fold this half over, give it a little twist so I have a little bit of a circle, and then I'm going to stretch these out. So that's kind of where my head's going to go and my arms. Okay. So I'll put this down, and I'll take one of my long ones, fold it in half. I'm going to stick it through the hole and twist it a few times to make my body. You need to think about proportions and how far down your body needs to go and how much you need to have for your legs. So I'm going to twist and then leave the space that I have left for legs. I can bend my little feet if I would like to. So I have a little wire person, and then I can use my Sculpt It to make a head, arms, and feet. I can also use my extra wire, I'll go ahead and do that, to make my body a little wider. So I'm going to wrap my pipe cleaner around, and there's not a wrong way to do this. Yours might look pretty different. I'm going to wrap it around here because I don't, and I can reshape it. That's the nice thing about wire. It doesn't have to stay like a circle. I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. I don't have to tie it. It's just twist it on. I can cut off extra if I have more than I needed, and then I can kind of shape it differently if I don't want it to be, if I want it more of an oval than a circle. Then you could use pipe cleaner to wrap around that and fill it in so that it doesn't have a big empty spot. Or you can come get a scrap piece of yarn, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tie this on. And yours could be completely different than mine. Doesn't have to look anything like this one. You're just going to experiment and see what you can come up with. I'm going to leave that extra piece. And I'm going to wrap his body so that he doesn't have, so he's not see-through like a skeleton. Okay, and I'll just use most of my yarn up, wrapping the body, and I left the tail from when I tied it the first time, so I had another piece to tie it to. So now I have these two pieces. And if I pull it really, really tight, it's going to press that wire flat. So I am kind of leaving it kind of loose so it has a nice body shape. Okay. Some scrap yarn to the side, scrap pipe cleaner to the side. I have my body, and now I'm going to use my air dry clay to build his face and his arms and legs. You might have to cut this open with your scissors. Sculpt It is, it's a type of air drying clay, which means that we don't have to put it in the kiln. We don't have to wait for it to fire. Okay, I'm going to take this out and I'm going to break it in half. And I'll roll a ball for the face. And you can kind of reshape it and form it the way that you would like it to be. I need to kind of get this circle that I left, or the loop that I left over. I can form it and shape it. To share photos of your creations with me on Instagram, or you can email them to Miss Kuhn. Can't wait to see your art.